Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
I wanted to do this poem, which I haven't done in quite a while, because I think, in the context of a slam idea, which is, has many different interpretations depending who you ask, this kind of has something to do with the sort of antecedents of slam. And from what I know of poetry in my years of involvement with spoken poetry, preceding the slam, people who did a style of poem that is very similar to a slam poem did poems that were called rants. And there were these very almost brand name rant poets. And to my mind, almost every slam poem you're going to hear owes something to this style of poetry, the rant. And you can just hear it all over the place. And so this poem was originally written as a rant around 1989 or 1990. And over the years, it's been transformed as I update it and make it more relevant for, this year as opposed to 1990. And it was commissioned by Jennifer Waters, whose stage name is Jennifer Blowdryer. And she was associated with the San Francisco punk scene. And she's also a well-known alternative journal and publications writer. And she was going to do a full-length evening performance at Ellie Coven's original Dixon Place, which was Ellie's basement floor-through apartment on East First Street. And the title of Jennifer's performance was Holiday Inn Lounge at the End of the World. And she asked me to write an introduction to this performance. So I did this as a persona piece. It is intended to be offensive and harsh. So keep that in mind. It's kind of an equal opportunity offensive poem. I can't read it I don't have the verbal motor skills I did 30 years ago. I could do the original version of this poem in 3 minutes. I can't do that. And besides, this poem has become much longer than 3 minutes. So sorry to blab on about that. So this is Holiday Inn Lounge at the End of the World. It's done as a character speaking sort of to you, the audience. And again, remember, this is in the harsh zone. Is this it? 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 I turned right at the Arco food store, pump station, truck lot, hubcap broker, and tire dump down from the drive-through cancer ward. I've been flying this 25-year-old El Camino with AccuTrack and cruise control for 18 hours since Plutoville. The 351 built in Doraville is gargling high test, cut with borax. I chewed up my last 1,000 milligram doses of methamphetamine 2 hours ago. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? Can't you tell? Can't you tell? I've been listening to the crack in the dashboard vibe out something like if dogs run free every time I boost those 8 cylinders up over 80 mph. Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? It was a setup by the tool and die maker, ran an extrusion plant, squeezing out plastic truncheons on contract for the school district's corporal punishment needs. That plastic man played the best rock and roll, played the best rock and roll, best rock and roll, best rock and roll, played the best rock and roll in the city. But got tired and left for tax reasons. His wife got tired of his 17-year-old living girlfriend, got her own, felt the call, took 2 kids out to Oklahoma to do gospel work for the kids to be registered with the County Protection Services and be under the auspices of the glue-sniffing juvenile judge who kept his attic full of life-size dolls with 12-inch paving spikes driven through their eyes and liked to judicially handcuff himself in front of a mirror with a dirty sock in his mouth as he sat naked on a frozen brick of cat food to listen to inspirational music while daydreaming about subcontracts from obsolete companies on the other side of the state that want him to sentence pre-adolescent murderers, rapists, sociopathic entrepreneurs, violent carjackers, and teacher beaters to ad seg confinement and hard labor, stamping out bumpers in a system of alarmingly logical social retardation. I feel like a municipal citywide tax dollar shortfall. I feel like a shut down government. I feel like a regional power grid blackout. I feel like a derailed train toxic cloud smothering a welfare village. I feel like an electric company ignited wildfire incinerating 3 entire counties. I feel like a petrochemical landfill seeping into a tri-state water supply. I feel like an industrial pig farm manure lake bursting its banks to submerge a quarter of the state in toxic pork feces. I feel like a high-tech weapons platform among overvalued targets. I've been on the road since Sault Ste. Grand, Cold Springs, Harbor Point, Wood Valley Haven. I'm a downstream effect in the abuse cycle. Is this it? 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 I want to see me some urban pseudo-aristocrats, leech like psychotic civil servants, 9-to-5 wage slaves, exiled to the outer boroughs. I want to see me some half-educated proto-fascist brainwashed college teachers who charge too much for half an education from a designer-labeled degree mill. I want to see me some half-educated proto-fascist brainwashed school board martinets who ban books and censor truth as a sinister proxy form of child abuse. I want to see unemployed computer geniuses using artificial intelligence to spoof retirees into draining their bank accounts. I want to see me some corporate media, royalty, idea-fearing pop culture barfers, some emotionally lobotomized careerists, and billionaire demigods flying their hobby rockets. I want to log on some URLs where all the influencer actors portray exaggeratedly performative stereotypes on a network full of ultra-racist sitcoms, followed by the nightly casualty report. I'm going to go someplace like a joke democracy, a kind of heartless crazyopolis, to see me politicians who shut down a train station, neighborhood park, and a hospital so there'd be enough money saved to give themselves a pay hike. I want to see an entertainment zone where Disneyland and porno cater to the same customers. I want to see me people who think that if someone's got a different colored skin than they are the cause of all the problems. Should that their body opened up with a gun, knife, broken bottle, bat pushed off a roof, hit by a police club, tortured, tasered, used for target practice by assassin cops, smudged by a car bumper, or have their murderers set loose by a governor's pardon. I want to see me a major political party that is just a finger puppet wagged by a criminal family. I want to get me a real skyscraper size ego, a real cattle ranch size ego, a real asset heavy ego, and digitally beguile a stranger from a companionship app to escape this artless, loveless, sexless, compromised desert, a Republican Democrat refrigerator of a turnpike-less hierarchical human garbage heap where desperately wanting to be seen is a new form of contagious personality deformation, where what lies behind what we can see is a Mardi Gras of nothingness with a yesterday blank spot where could have been and too late, where macabre expressions on ugly souls mouthing paranoid language preaching how consumption is a holy act of faith to hypnotize the electorate that decommission and dehypnotize and rehypnotize the holy fact of faith in the de-electric with narcotizing spectacles while a drone flies over to spray encephalitis, bird flu, or monkeypox in your face so they can continue to conduct their war on vulnerable in the political bully sphere that is a human dignity crime financed ring. A human dignity crime financed ring. The human dignity crime financed ring. Financed by the corporation that is right now wholesaling nude pictures of your self-esteem and moral confidence to the anonymous power holders who have their hands down the custom consumer habit pants of your innocence. Is this it? 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 I want to see me some fabulously naive modernist utopian architecture inside which shadow-like expense account wannabe do-good pseudo-politicians endlessly bicker about so-called civilization maximally destroying entire populations to create 21st century death worlds made of unique new forms of necrophied subexistence where vast demographies of dehumanized pawns live everyday lives in conditions with the status of the living dead condemned to cruel, repressive topographies like a refugee camp where resistance takes the form of suicide. Being spiritually redeemed requires you to be sacrificed, and the only possible form of freedom is to be martyred into scraps of flesh by robot bombs in a non-stop hyper-industrialized, artificially intelligenced kill-a-thon, while everyone else is consuming the earth into the time of mass extinction as the indifferently depraved mosh pit of criminal politics shows it has no responsibility, and legislative chambers are amateur hour talent shows whose bought and paid for pretend politicians whore for the God and the gun lobby and try to shove prank laws down liberty's throat. Is this it? Is this it? Am I here? Did I find the right place? Am I in the right spot? I want to informatically dematerialize in a worldwide global gobbling statistic clinic where my personality is desiccated into a numerical recipe of buying habits and prompt rates, where I'm endlessly sold by life brokers in a 21st century version of chattel servitude that zeroes out all humans into a menu of crave, weakness, vulnerabilities, that zeroes out all humans, a 21st century version of chattel servitude that zeros and ones out all humans, all humans. To an immaterial commodity, and there is no Juneteenth to data sump. In a data sump, there are no free states in the blockchain. There's no emancipation from the vicious informatics Hoover. There is no digital Marcus Garvey who can send a person back to their humanity from the ones and zeros that are like viral microbes parasitically sucking on the DNA of your spiritual genitals. Yes, yes, I'm going to give money a direction to flow in. I'm going to be distracted from late capitalist horrors of global devitalism, neo-barbarity, gangster politics, and the legacy of hypermasculinity with its gun and war porn, gruesome passions, disappeared women, nationalist phallocracies, nano-racism in a hot tub of stupidity and ignorance, eradication campaigns, military terrorists, gang rapers, religious superstition daddies, deportation flights, toady courts, and immigrant child cagers. I want to go and see it all. I want to take it all, and I want to pilot my El Camino over this vast panorama and sightsee in the accursed parts of American democracy with its regime of planetary inequality and amateur human necropoliticians. Get me some artistic entertainment. Is this it? Is this it? Tell me, Did I find the right place? Is this it? Is this it? Is this that cinematically abusive fairy tale, that prison industrial complex waiting room, that stadium arena extravaganza of conformity where millionaire entertainers shout boasts about being plain old thugs or pose as gonzo sexual pretend prostitutes fizzling for a hysterical pep rally of fluff? Is this that cable network studio torture chamber? That national manosphere of phallocratic woman fearing? That cyber crime hunting ground victim pool? That ego-bilious billionaires digital social platform mental illness factory? Call me unplugged, but I just want to see a real live performance. Is this it? Is this it? Come on, let me know. Did I find the right place? I know I'm from out of town. Don't send me to the garbage dump. Is this it? Is this that Holiday Inn lounge at the end of the world? Anybody want to front me up some PB29s? Or polyhexamethylene diazolidinyl thiloxapol? I feel like having my mood stimulated. Yeah. That is right. Maybe I can't escape, but I'm not gonna subordinate into being a fully entitled member of consumer society. And I sure as fuck am not going to surrender my spirit. I'm gonna stand up, like you just heard, with the backbone someone, namely my no compromise mother, showed me how to use this way, to build a righteousness airplane out of all animosity. Then fly my dignity and self-respect straight out of here while I ridicule everyone and everything that just wants to crush tenderness and care. Anybody seen the keys to my El Camino? Oh shit, here they are, right where I left them, on top of my humanity. Check your rear view. That'll be me passing you in the spirit world on my way to the thirsty dance, somewhere near the Gila River, maybe in the spring. I'm on the skyway. I'm on the sky. I'm on the skyway. I am on the skyway with your hand on my heart. However a distance may be measured, we are not far apart. My blood travels in your coronary embrace with each flex of the heart, rhythmically measuring endless liquid iron sea that quenches absence with a circulation of the charms whose keys open me like I were the eyes on ecstasy's starlight quest swung open to be massaged by the entire luminous galaxy. I profess my enthrallment in the gyration of the tapestry woven from fibers amorous graces transform our relatedness with, to reveal that separation has only a physical ruse for the surface of flesh, where all deprivation is confined to the past, made from its own earthliness. Raptures enters within the ways I know myself, where you have, with recognition and liberation from regret, taken my identity under the hems of your unearthly ability to comfort and wash my personhood with physical climax that shivers pleasure, as though wilderness had heeded freedom's prayer. This, my proposal of transcendence, a dare proffered to even gravity, is the love exile, where we renounce the body trap every day seizes our destinies from, so we may create what here on earth is one of its impossibilities, being completely alive in a love only stars know how to speak. All this within and without you, the all at once luminosity, the glow you near with each breath and step, a release from perturbation to splendor, is absent for only but to ask. I would perform this tribute from out long years of my human destitution, tooled by the blessings of pure creatures, to understand my own devotion, pull harmonics strung on the vastness of all creation. So the beginning opened by consent wears love's sure identity. I have countless more confessions for you, all descriptions of emptiness wishing, that expose consolations made from vast distance inhabiting me as I do the universe. I now ask you to, along with me, transform into a preamble for the future love will entwine with us. For surely we are together in this love that leads to an embrace given by travels we undertake as purpose adds affection to pleasure's need. And it is the simple asking a heart does from within to answer by following with feeling the destination of the better part of ourselves. A call. A call. So this is a call, like all humanly calls to love from time immemorial, a call of assurance and searching, a seeking for that creation of the bond that puts us in communion here together, whose inner light is the immediate eternal presence, the glow of the sacredness of life.
The system within the system. The system within the system I'm the duality stuck in the in-between. I know what you're going through, but you cannot see past these pupils, trying to be stoic, but clearly not heroic. The black hole lies past my eyes of sadness, guarded, not going to let you witness my stored tears that are more on the sidelines, ready, truly, but a bench player benched, yet wants out of the game, yet has to play by the rules to try to get to the hoop. Someone give me the basketball. There were no windows in the previous facility, yet this one, there are windows upon windows, whereas previously restraint from seeing the rain pouring down like oat milk in a latte swirling, taking a trip to Paris, going to go perhaps where Van Gogh used to go, but not now, not to meet him. A dialogue, maybe a martyr, not a devil nor God. I wonder what he withheld within his eyes. Producing material, tangible, outwards expression art. I'm falling through ringlets of neon colors, becoming smaller and smaller against the pitch black body, limp, not a diver, but sort of the shape of a U, curves suspended, playing the flute, notes that would have been on the page visible, falling through multitudes of third eyes, like opening locked doors to the past patterns. Memories, lights, dimmer, moving parts, then brighter, sirens, red, blue, and night. I cannot reach out and retrace the outline of your face. An eerily similar one sent me down the lane of what once was and what could have been. Deep conversations between us Scorpios. You confided in me that you once put your... Got a phone call. You confided in me that you once put your sacred menstrual blood in special sand, would go to monasteries, us writers bonding over drastically different yet similar emotional pasts, and now it flashed in front of me. My heart sank like the somber sun did, dipping amongst the smog in LA, where she could be now. This facility is secured by the hospital's walls, security staff, security cops, still the divide within the self, prevalent. While the music group was rocking out to staying alive, such a harsh juxtaposition as previously I had really wanted to die. Probably some or most of them did too. As I looked in from the hallway door, standing on the carpet with the music seeping outwards from under the door, what's more, my existential confusion, the group later cheering and jeering at the TV stage fights of the WWE, and well, me, I wanted to block out fighting from my brain, as these open hands can easily become closed fists to protect and serve, but I deserve a peace of mind. Not a linear line that I hope to believe in, grinding this out until breaking point, in and out, in and out. No lullaby this time. Instead, treatment, mirror images, action shifting mirages of people, individuals, yelling, yelling, yelling. He's reading about the actor who played Hellboy. Yet this is some sort of hellish place, but nowhere near jail, as the rest of them think, threatening nurses over what type of juice they'll receive and at what time. Trivial. Trivial. They're just revved up over practically nothing. What a small world. At aerial view, the lake is shaped as the side of a face. Yellow paddle boards with pretentious people are like the fabric of polka-dotted blue dress. Or rather, this looks like some sort of a weird disease, not at ease, the paddling upwards to the wrinkly forehead, then pausing and moving slowly in circles where the eyes would be. Hang gliders are peeking in on the paddle boarders. A moving impressionist painting this is. Yes, they're impressed until the night begins to fall. Then an amenity occurs. Everyone leaves, thus the eyelids shut. No trace. When words cannot escape the prison of a closed mouth. When the shark of sorrow eats up consonant and vowel formation in the gray matter like an ocean without water. I cannot simply explain the why in this question asked, why are you sad? Instead, I would draw a blank, expressionless. Probably would shrug my shoulders and leave the questioner behind, yet feel a knot in my gut like the rope attached to the anchor with the sharks lurking. Don't ask me to write about hope when I need it the most. or something beautiful instead of the darkness. A blessing and a curse, she said, the day after, bruised all over my forearms like a scene out of a movie. Forget about the song Dancing in the Dark. No, oh no, the daisies are actually dancing in the dark, swaying to the wind, to the rhythm of the unknown, tinged with hope, their white petals ruffled, like those doves' feathers are, perhaps, when ready to take flight. And those daisies lie in a patch of grass outside the hospital's windows, to me, untouchable, but hold the quintessential truth. He's too confident when he calls this place the crazy house, because he's in it, one of the dwellers. He doesn't have more power than the rest of us. He's not the bench out of the bunch, talking shit about people behind their backs, a bunch of bananas, Donkey Kong beating his chest while he could have died at the mercy of his own almost fatal foggy decision a month ago. You know I observe. You know I have patience. You know I've been in the system, never slipped on no banana peel, gone bananas. Maybe I have more intelligence. I can read in between the lines better than him. To hear God's voice in a mental hospital could mean a multitude of things. And when the chaplain ran the group, quoting a gospel, channeling God, regarding God, talking to him, I walked out, a silent protest, as it is grotesque to think of what voices are in some of these patients have in their heads. Like one person said, dead relatives as he was rocking back and forth, hands covering ears, tall, looking like a mountain man. Would God let this happen? A conversation with emptiness on the other end of the line, an oversized rotary phone, old school style, crawling around like ants, no answer from his aunt, of course. Like in the Foo Fighters music video, Everlong. Voices, destiny, manifest, testing the truth, reality playing existence, parts falling, malfunctions. The Little Prince plays peekaboo. The pilot actually died, the author, in a plane crash. Crash and burn, more burning than crashing a mine on fire, one touched by the flame insane in the membrane. Nah.
Back in the day, you could order true love with French fries on the side because you knew the farmer was anti-chemicals, and the French kisses were just a bonus because you wanted lips soaking in the very energy of I love you. I'm so happy you're here. Then love got cancerous, and you walk down the streets counting dozens of open mouths that have sores from carrying love on their lips, and it saddened songbirds how many people chose to stay inside more. Back in the day, it wasn't even so back in the day because we used sundials to calculate time. So the sand was always put to good use compared to now where all sand is thrown into fresh graves. So none is left for our gardens because even roses got darker and darker until each petal looked like the Grim Reaper's coat. Remember when you could actually gloat about good neighbors? Now all these Karen has neighbors complaining about you raking leaves, then asking if your tree needs some water. Back in the day, a tree would grow so wide it fed fruit to the other side of the fence. Now even trees have grown T-Rex branches, and the authorities have placed taxes on each apple, and Judas now sells each branch to a logger for 30 pieces of silver. Back in the day, even days themselves had names. Now it's meet you and ever, as if we truly have that much time in this world. And when you die, people flock to the grave like flies on shit, knowing damn well they continuously shit on your legacy. And the smell never bothers them at all because they would love to watch you leave and then decompose at the same time. But back in the day was suspicious too, because no matter how much it warned us about today, We were so damn sure back in the day would remain what it was. So when we started losing the things that we actually love, the clock was too old to be unwound. Back in the day, tried to warn us that there are so many sewers that can burst at that very same moment when everything smells like heaven, and that when it overspills, it won't be able to tell which is hell and which isn't. Back in the day, you could have never doubted each heaven that you visit because real angels, they resided there.
Letter to my childhood self. Dear me, remember the time I used to spin around, eyes closed, the cool air on my face, a dizzy moment of peace, a moment to think. I would think about my day, the things that made my mental go gray, my future, bright but blue, what I wanted to be, who would I blossom into? A magician, a writer, interior designer, or someone who makes clothes. I was told I'll never be good at any of those. I am sorry I am not who you thought I'd be. No one expected me to just be me. I was supposed to die before turning 18. A soldier to the mind, a fighter of ongoing mental battles, surviving the generational curse traumas, while no one hearing our inner cries, to feel, welcome hope, to have a future as big as my sleeping soul. I am sorry you have carried yourself as if your body is made of armor, having to shield away all the hurtful comments. Flesh be damned for wearing this fat body as a badge of honor, an honor of confidence and determination. Ignore the glares and stares. The world is afraid of a plus size who loves themselves, afraid of plus size bodies moving up the money scale. I know you did not expect to carry the weight of the past on your shoulders. No matter how much you change and become better, take a rest, unload. I am a mother, photographer, creative, a poet, child, the list goes on, chin up, we are survivors. I am the glue that holds the household together, the one people come to for comfort, to vent, the one who understands what it's like to constantly be told, hell no, because I am not thin. To be an outsider looking in, to be sad and depressed, unable to escape all the chaos in our heads, to give love without being loved back. You know the vibes and energy only the broken users and abusers I seem to attract. Remember that time using was all we had, downing shot after shot because liquor knew me best, drinking to numb the pain and hurt, the feeling of knowing you were never wanted, not even at birth, the fat shaming, name calling, addiction was my only support. A bottle, the one thing who couldn't talk trash or talk back, who never lied to my face or acted fake, out drinking the best of them while making sure I did not break. Feeling alone, except for that bottle waiting for me at home. We fought that inner demon a long time ago. I'm sorry for not loving you when I should have. I'm sorry you grew up too fast. Understanding the coldness of the world at a young age, neglecting you was my worst mistake. I should have protected you, done more, love you in a way the sun hugs the clouds, a love only food lovers know when they are about to chow down. I will fall so madly in love with you. No one else will be in my field of vision. Be so strong for you. People will cower at the sight of me moving mountains. I will take all the love I have left and put it in a jar. I will put that jar so high up, no one can reach it unless they are on my level. Raise my love so high, you'll see God dancing with the devil. I am strong like stone, as soft as the sand under your feet, as smooth as the ocean waves dancing on beat. We survive. I survive, with or without faith. Dear younger me, do not cry. Let me wrap my arms around you and embrace those tear-streaked eyes. Eyes of a fighter, a warrior, a queen, a misunderstood first glance, who no one ever gave a chance. We will win the battle and the war. One day we'll be able to fly free and soar, be as fierce as stray cats caught in a downpour. I will love you like no other. I'm sorry for everything, younger me, for everything we could not be. But we'll make it, you'll see. Sincerely, me.
This one is titled Brain Ripples. The space of time sits inside my mind and reminds me back to me. I sit inside this place and I wonder why we die. We separate from body, from mind, from soul. I am not in control. I am not in control. The mind rewinds. The mind reminds, pulling the tape around the cassette with the pencil to fix the noise. To fix the noise, what is all that noise hidden from the void of the earth at its axis, at its core? The middle of earth, the middle of me, the stomach holds the acid of corrosion. Corrosion, corrosion, explosion, corruption, corruption, disruption. Corporation, corporation, manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. Persuasion of the mind plays back false rewind and allows the sticking of time ticking in my mind, and I break the bottle off my crystallized brain. Am I going insane? Am I going insane? Am I sane? Am I safe? Am I satisfied? Satisfied, satisfied, satisfactory with its back to me, scoffing at the ridiculous nature of it all, of the hidden wall buried in roots and scars and textures of roots, of the bumpy, of the lumpy, of the wet, the hard, the hand runs down the wall, and it feels the surface of my mind, of the place inside me that no one gets to see, that no one wants to see, that no one believes is me, is her, is she is me, inside the mind, of the brain, of the body, of the soul, ripples control, the wave of the roll of the time in the space of my mind.
My name is Andres Reyes, and I am an addict. I'm addicted to the feeling of pen on paper, juicy words that the page will savor, creating poetry that influences radical behavior. When it's a passion, it's never a labor, so let's take artistic expression straight, no chaser, and scream the eternal cries resting within Mother Nature. May our poems be star-destined prayers that become future lifesavers to the ones who may be our future engravers. I'm addicted to the community, the feeling of unrivaled unity, achieving spiritual immunity, not feeling like a minority, the wonderful souls and personalities, where every day is a ceremony, a celebration of our humanity. I am addicted to the energy, a feeling I'm addicted to the energy of comfortably showing vulnerability, relaying hurts into healing creatively, and relaying that into a frequency from minds to throats to technology to the world around me with the hope that maybe my words can provide validity in someone's reality. I'm addicted to poetry. Can you feel me? My system refuses to make antibodies for the creative bug that embodies all of me. I'm addicted to poetry and the ability it gives me to be a little wild, a little crazy, testing and pushing language to its boundaries just to see what it'd be for shits and giggles and scientific theory. I'm addicted to poetry and the spiritual liberty it brings to me. I am a word junkie whose only fix is poetry. Again, my name is Andres Reyes, and I am an addict. For there is no high in the worlds that compares to spoken word.
Surgical sculptor, my art and emergency pain, the masterpiece I create, thrill is a nasty fate. Because my thing for blood is loved by a world that doesn't make sense, I'm gonna dismember your understanding into irrelevance, force it to confess. A faceless police statistic is the kind of petty stardom you'd like best. The butcher block orgasm that sends my heart to blast off ballisticalness, an unerasable, senseless, sensational, lowly, mean, recreational act of bloody nonsense. I'm on the train heading uptown to commit a ripoff with Mr. Random Chance, whose destination is your face. On the platform for all to see, we will cheat dreary routine. Your charming smile will be among the take. In a city of a gajillion vulnerable losers who don't know twisted fate is the rule, you can make a bet by riding the train in 2s and 3s, but for that choice of targets, I'm a stabbing fool. So before you leave home, take one last look at your mother's joy and pride. When next you see it, your reflection is going to have the signature of a new owner. I hope you like with how such a loving flourish that I've carved. When my beloved blade woos a cheek on the platform, people run and babies cry, an elevator full of singing murder weapons limbos to the body bag behind your smile, where with horny nonsense I seduce the world's human evil and fuck it with your pain. That is why my joy for your unclosed skull, dear, is your guilt too busy humping concrete to rationally explain. Well, good evening, stranger. Why so nervous? How unfortunate the train is late. I bet you did not know with an amorous piece of steel your face has got a very sharp date. Let me introduce you to my common box cutter. I knew it was meant for your flesh to hack. When I saw your virginal jugular vein, now all will watch your blue blood climax upon the track. Excuse me, lady. While my brutal bick slices a few buttons off your cleavage, I'd like to doodle on those 2 empty pages. Haven't you seen gratuitous violence like this up close before? Well, let me show you from the top. Bend over, virgin. I want to sheathe my blade up in your slot. My knife will leave you so well cleft your asshole won't have any wrinkles left. The train is pulling out on its run now. The sound is deafening, but listen closely. That's not just a scream of pain. Breezing up the stairs onto Broadway dances my bloodlust laughter clear and plain. I want to decorate your face with the muscles of the sob, scream, and cry. And because I've made their acquaintance, you'll sport a very high concept smile. Forget the facelifters on Park Avenue. Aboard the number 7 train, a 50-stitch frown is the latest style. To me, pain is the Mona Lisa, Buddha's tear, a Van Gogh starry night, But now your face looks more like a Jackson Pollock. I'm such a virtuoso with a knife. See, I'm the shark, yeah. Like my teeth are white, yeah. But my name ain't Mackie, and I don't got a knife. Just an economy box cutter, 99 cents. In the city, there's nothing less expensive than a life. And when I'm hanging out later with a girl who's a bit too butch, I'll be thinking of your lovely new facial crease, dear, as she runs her lips up over my tongue. Later in the diner, all will turn to scowl and stare as the memory of your helpless horror fills my mouth with demented laughter caused by how gushing blood you pleaded for help, but no one cared. I know you'll catch on now, even if it's way too late. Art is the perfect crime. That's why you just stand there trying to act like innocent bystanders. As I carve up all your smiles with my rhyme. From jawbone to hairline, across the nose, above the eye, my 99-cent box cutter sings such a lovely flesh and blood lullaby. See, I'm the shark, yeah, and like my teeth are white, yeah, but my name ain't Mackie, and I don't got a knife, just an economy box cutter. In the city, there's nothing less expensive than a life. That's that.
Pep talks in the ghetto are not usually pep talks, but trauma dumps. Towering giants brutally crumbling like sawdust upon their sons, because for years invisible hands have been chipping away at their own self-esteem, their loose screws unraveling from limbs that have become accustomed to bringing hammers down upon steel. Sometimes they confuse that steel for their own children's limbs. These drunken men who will bend to nobody, swilled by colonialism, chained to the same freedom train that never left the system, and the few times that it did, it ran over their own kids and had to be brought back to the station to clean out the blood and make it gleam again, while the speakers repeat the message to mourn in peace, and then repeats the pain. I had friends as a child that were so afraid to go back home. Oh, so little did I know their skins were fire pits, and what I thought was just ashy skin through holes in their clothes was actually loud-mouthed, drunken souls that only healed when they played with us. But that when they started walking home again, their skin filled afresh with pus. Now I know why they never spoke much. We did not know why they withdrew from touch, so we left them out of tech teams. But if I had means today, I would seek them with the Midas touch, turn their smiles into gold, because, oh, how rich their laughter. Can you believe they actually laughed in paragraphs? It is a hard thing as a child to watch another child be so sad. So together we prayed for change every chance that we had. Change for hot buns, change for ice cream, change for movies, change for dreams. Man is a different kind of misfit. We know when to change a tire, but if our own communities are losing air, we puncture their lungs some more, losing all desire to breathe as one. Then sit and watch our drunk fathers dump trauma upon the shaved heads of their sons. And from across the street, adding to the speech that pep talks in the ghetto are meant to be angry. Because, god damn it, we are angry that we could be such happy people and yet the world see only our ugliness. So we start hammering away at any love that stammers into our day, walking past store mirrors, wanting our own face to change. Because every inch of darkness is its own bout of black pain, but oh, colonialism did a number system on our relatives. Some left for South Africa and came back as shimmering corpses that tell no single story of where they have been. And what you don't know is that this is the first time anyone applied anything to their face, covering the knife scars that peer through the balm, looking calm, but you know their life was rough. Knowing they wanted it to stop, but because you can see that the knife scars are not just a gang of rivers flowing to nowhere, but that they are parts of where they trail off and disappear. A change in the tide, like leaning over their graves and throwing some change inside. I watched that change land like rose petals and wish that those metal round pieces of miracles by them land on the other side. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. One love.
The pain is so intense. Close your eyes. Breathe. 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 You are worthless. A body like yours is only a burden. Your mental is a joke. Nobody cares about you. Look at them looking past you. You do not exist. You are sick because you are fat. No one will save you. Breathe. 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 I am important. I am more than a fat body. I am a person too. Please help me. I am crumbling. I am suffocating. I cannot breathe. Panic. Help. Doctors will never look at you as a patient. Your family will never be there for you. Nurses will turn their heads no matter where you go. Your fat body, you are fat and unworthy of any help. Hide your body, cover up those arms, put away the jiggle in your pants pocket. Big people do not get to reach for the stars. Breathe. Please help me. It hurts. Breathe. Do not fight your truth. My darkness will slay all the light inside you. Do not act brave. Believe you will never be okay. Lick your own wounds. Bandage your own scars. What happened to the fat girl confidence? I see it didn't get you very far. Breathe. I have to fight this. It hurts. Please, breathe. You are wrong. I am worthy. My body does not define my health. Just because I am not loved by most doesn't mean I do not love myself. A vessel full of humor, hips and lips, logic, creativity. What's not to love about me? Breathe. Fight. It hurts. Breathe. Nothing is working, I see. Water will not stay in. Medication comes back up. Have you tried prayer? Have you tried prayer? What fluff? Still sick and queasy. I guess no love for your fat body. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe fire into my lungs, life into my eyes. Bring back my passion for things so my life can take flight. Fight. Breathe. I need you to be alive. Do not flatline. Feel that warmth? Healing is coming. Keep fighting. That is God's love. That is God's hug. Keep finding your purpose. Do not listen to the dark side. You are worthy of all things great. Fuck everyone else who blamed you for all of their mistakes. Breathe. Fight. I will beat this illness. It's on sight.
I'm an optimist. Circa Optimus Prime, glass just half, don't rhyme for sake of Ritalin, spike lines with Ritalin, blast master of past lives, spit endorphin, dream in paradise schemes to grow dendrites and barren brains with veins of panthers so black we make nights creep in the back room, darkest thoughts to ensure they get that pure source. Uncut. No BET dealing with agencies of the three-letter variety. Wanted in every dialect American transposes according to Greek translations of Roman interpretation of Mesopotamian knowledge with more information than Europeans could fathom, whether Spaniard or Captain Nemo seeking voyages to Atlantis or Americas. We've been here. 20,000 leagues above or below sea level, headed conquerors calculate conquests in eras erased or famished tongues forgotten by history's ominous omission of all things color, vivid as Prince's rifts in purple rain where plains of same shade become landing zone. Ground zero. Cocaine palisades where hate on parade smells like fresh powder. Call it winter. Snow White. No dwarves. We breaking bad habits, throwing shade the size of United Fates at designated time, eclipse style, burn eyes, unwilling to see we truth. Down to molecules, miraculous, dangerous as brackish habits from San Marcos to Calabasas, slums to castles with magnificent walls that sprawl gutter to gutter, where moat of tropes drown you in illusion of hope, like assimilation capsules pop, call it sweet dreams. For designation -American, thankful for another day, praying every Hail Mary, mother of our father's sins. Children playing ring around burning bushes with rosy red reminders called ass cheeks, getting spanked by poverty rates that sound familiar as variable interest in regards to Black bodies covered in delicate darkness, circled by white chalk outlines. Call it dimensions of disgusting. They always seem to translate as victory. Nah, partner, only until we, the actual people, take audacity to challenge fallacies of inferiority, shine them up real nice, and stick them straight up their candy Confederate Republic Congress. You see, we emerge as standard of this neurosis. Call it tragic. Habits of capitalists that won't rest till every true Montague sings blues. Simone more beautifully than Nina. So Mississippi, goddamn, you are tragedy walking, ghostly, godly, yet unholy, rolling lives like dice with no craps to give. But after all, you are anomaly. Walking dead as benefits or beliefs or presidents in pockets, swinging from oak trees they like to fancy as democracy, pennywise as wishing wells, raising hell's bells for joy and glory to their almighty. Convening tax breaks that spill into lakes of waste, call it opulence, runoff. May their God bless their mess, better known as this American madness.
This is called reassurance. I've been looking forward to be hitting the stage with style and grace. So allow me to lace my shoes before I start tripping all over the place. Falling face first, my heart is racing at the thought of wasting your time. I've wined and dined with kings and queens and slept in the alley eating porks and beans into a food coma, becoming a ghost of the unseen until I wake in the cold, shaking like a fiend, deprived not of vice but of shelter. Please let me in. I have walked through battle cry and sin, breathing out, breathing in, what feels like cement filling up my rib cage, solidifying and encapsulating my inner mage. However, I'm trying my best to manifest this ideal life, and I refuse to settle for less as I break through the mess of stress while the rest doesn't matter. Oh, yes, how I've longed for the caring caress of neurotypicality, never knowing when the doomsday clock will strike midnight. I am calm like a bomb, trying with all my mights to not get ticked at the world, not to be so frantic, tick, 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 tick of all the what ifs and the what nots, making me question my thoughts. My brain is tied in knots with random thoughts and it never stops. The brakes have been gone a long time ago, a really long time ago, but not in the mind, amigo. So reassure me, let me know that everything is gonna be okay.
A changed apology. A mouthful of closure, trying to make amends. I thought the past was buried deep, only to find it was just a dead end. History leaping off the surface. Could it be another repeat? Or have I found myself stronger and refused to make ends meet? I push away any thoughts of you aside. I push any thoughts of you aside. Even though it's always been hard, I still find it easy to take our memories and hide. Hidden beneath where you thought I was broken, mournful and scorned. Funny how you found out you couldn't have been more wrong. Tragic lying games may have fooled me once, maybe even twice, but I'm no longer blinded by the angelic twist in your eyes. Your words full of false hope, that pretend gleam you rise. I can't help but wonder which was your real disguise. Precautionary actions will probably take place. My heart is my heart that no one will ever take, not even by the good Lord's grace. Not even by the Lord's good grace. Despite the fact that I can't just leave it be, mixed emotions run deep. I'd rather be emotionless, but I just don't have it in me. A lot has been said, too much has been done. Too bad once upon that time, you didn't pull the trigger on that gun. A shame you didn't waste me right when you had the chance. Instead, you used me and abused me like a wildfire learning to dance. A twist in the story. I guess it's about damn time. Even though I forgave you, we still never said our goodbyes. Not that we will. I'm just saying, I can't seem to close this chapter, especially with all my praying. What more can I do, God? I'm tired of playing this game. Haven't I been through enough? Or is this the beginning of my reign?